Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday. Hey there, Betsy. How are you doing?
Good. How are you, Greg?
I'm doing fine. Unfortunately, we are without a Mags. We are Magsless. We are sans Mags. Mags is feeling under the weather.
Yeah, feel better, Mags. Very
Yeah, I hope you
quickly.
feel better too.
Yeah.
She said she sounded like a bullfrog. That's not pleasant in any. There's no
Yeah.
connotation of that. We can
We
sugarcoat
can't
that.
spin that.
So I'm so sorry, Mags. You're not feeling well, and we miss you.
Yeah.
But that means we'll only go 2 hours over instead of an hour and a half over. Who knows? Anyways, well, good morning, everyone. Sharon Haynes wins the award today for first commenting from Alabama. Good morning, Sharon. Azure's here from New Mexico. Madeline. Victor, I love again the good time zone. Everyone, that's great. Christine Miller from Montana is here. Hey there, Brian.
Hey, Brian.
Down east. Here we got Genealogy. Hillary from Wales. I think she said it was overcast in Wales or something like that today. And Mark is here. Mark Lehman, Judy Stutz, Lisa Gervais from the Ottawa area. Maybe you want to bring some chicken soup to Mags. Make her feel good. Chris Ferriolo and Kathy Nava from the West Coast. Donna Gerber. John Tyner from Ireland. How you doing there, John?
Hey, John.
Mary Schleppy. Vicky. Hey, Vicky, all the way from Chile.
Yay.
Stephen Tomasovitz.
Oh,
Good morning, Stephen. David Randall, how you doing? Gloomy in Dallas. Well, I'm sorry to hear that it's gloomy there, but I'm sure you're not gloomy, David. He's never gloomy, is he?
He's not that I've encountered.
No, he's always very perky and very, very great. So, and hello to everyone who's watching this on the recorded stream afterwards on YouTube. So, welcome to everyone, anywhere, ever, whenever you're watching this.
Yeah. Well, Greg and I plotted to keep you on your toes. We're going to mix things up this morning. We're going to go wild, crazy, doing photo of the week first.
What?
I know. We have two photos this morning. I know, this is a really good one.
That's amazing.
There's just look, I mean, we could just spend a few minutes just looking at all the details.
Oh my goodness.
And the clock and it looks like your cup and the match. Oh.
The photos and the mantelpiece there. Wow.
Not to mention the banjo.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
That looks so much like my grandmother. Like, she had a dress like that. Those shoes were the same. Her little black. Oh my goodness.
And there's a picture of her as a younger woman.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, stunning. And this was Lucas Murphy's great-grandmother, Josephine Blaine Patrick, married to Rolly Ellsbury Murphy in September. Nice. Actually, they just had the wedding anniversary. Also born in September. And he said, I have almost everything in the photo of her as an older woman. I have the chairs, the vases on the mantle, the framed photos, the clock, and the banjo. Amazing. I thought that was so cool.
That is very cool.
Yeah. Wow. I have a few things, but, to have so many heirlooms from, and this is also interesting. In the early days of movies, she played the organ while silent movies were playing in the theater.
Yes. They did that.
Yeah. And I've heard of people who, that was their musicians, that was their livelihood.
Wow.
She was a fun person and could sing the old traditional Appalachian ballads handed down for many generations.
Biscuits.
That did not take long.
Oh, yeah. That's amazing.
She also had spells when she was very down for long periods of time and was later diagnosed as manic depressive. I had documented about 20 cases of the same mental disease in her and other sibling descendants. And if someone wants to study the family, he suggests his family. Wow. Well, thank you, Lucas.
Yeah. He says if anyone wants to do a medical genetic,
Yeah.
is it known that does get passed on genetically?
Well, in a situation like that where there's so many from one
Mhm.
family, I would say you would be worth checking it out, right?
Yeah. The immediate evidence seems to suggest that for sure, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And yeah, I mean, it's too much to be a coincidence.
Mhm.
That's a gorgeous brooch too.
That's probably, eh? It's
Yeah.
great.
Now this is the
Great
last one.
pictures. Yeah.
Yeah, I know there were two. Where
Mhm.
no, maybe there were just. I guess that was it.
On the free space page?
No, there was nothing on the free space page.
Oh, two pictures with the one post. Maybe that
I
was.
guess maybe, yeah, because we
Hmm.
saw Eric's maternal lineage,
Right. Yeah.
and we talked about the
We didn't
Knights of
pull
Malta. Yeah,
in.
and there's Alexis's tintype.
Yeah.
Yep, and Vicky's
Right.
ancestor, and yes, Pat Miller's dad. That's
Mhm.
it.
Okay.
All right, one photo, and it was a
One
very,
photo.
very good one.
It was a great one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Excellent. Thanks for sharing that.
of course.
Cool. Of course, seeing the banjo, Chris thought of Kermit the Frog.
Of course.
And then Lisa responded, of course, with, it's not easy being green,
No.
So
That is why we are in red and orange this morning.
that's right. That's right. Look at Betsy's lovely red
New
t-shirt.
shirt.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Nice. I'm still stuck with not stuck with. I'm enjoying the orange.
Classic.
My Wiki Games t-shirt hasn't come in, but you know what did come in, Betsy?
What?
My Wiki Games mug.
Oh, Joe, give us the 360.
Oh yeah, and it's got my team name on the back there. The Marvelous Maples. Doesn't that look beautiful?
It is.
Azure, who's in the chat over here, maybe whichever direction the chat is on your screen, did a wonderful job putting all these pictures together.
Yeah,
It's wonderful.
You picked the right background color for that.
I did. I did go through click, and I like the black the best.
Yes. Yeah. Great.
I mean, the trees, like the Marvelous Maples, that really pops with the black.
I know. Yeah. Great choice. Well, and not to try and outdo you, but
Indianapolis.
And if I cover up the poll list, we have Indiana,
which is our theme for the profiles of the week. Woohoo! Nice segue there. Oh, nice. Excellent. Yes. So the theme for the week is Indiana. We just finished the WikiTree challenge with the Indiana Genealogical Society this week, and we did the wrap-up videos out there. I didn't actually get a chance to watch it yet, but I'm sure it is wonderful. I'll have to cue that up for later. So we're starting off with all these people who are connected with Indiana, and the lead one is Michael Jackson himself. I'm not sure if we've talked about Michael before in the profiles of the week, but his connection to Indiana was he was born in Indiana, in Gary, Indiana, like the Music Man, which is only appropriate since he was a Music Man. Of course, he's a songwriter, record producer, dancer, known as the King of Pop. I think it's cool that they actually have his signature right here. And Genealogy, so his profile, like many of the ones who are still alive, his profile is fairly short, though. I think many of us are pretty familiar with him. He was born August 29th, 1958 in Gary, Indiana. And he grew up with 5 brothers and 3 sisters, all of who became singers and entertainers. His brothers were the Jackson 5. And I didn't realize they started out in 1969. But yeah. But I mean, when I was young and going to school, elementary school, the Jacksons were on the radio already. And he began his solo career as early as 71, which is, so he would have only been 13 at the time.
There's so many timeless classics from that group. I mean,
there is.
They come on the radio, and I'm still like grooving to it.
That's right. Yeah. Now the thing that surprised me was the Indiana connection. I guess I didn't know where he was born, but if I'd had to pick a state to associate him with, I wouldn't have thought Indiana. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, Gary, I can drive to Gary in like 15 minutes. I'm that close.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I'm on the south side of Chicago. So I just.
But Chicago's Illinois. I guess Illinois and Indiana are side by side.
Yeah. If you just go around the lake from the south side.
Ah, there we go. Yeah. Excellent. Wow. I thought genealogically speaking, the interesting thing is how filled out his pedigree is. Like, look at that. He's all the way back to July Richburg. So now Israel, I did a quick peek at that. Israel was is the paternal grandfather. Let me think. There is so July, so this would be his great grandfather was enslaved, and James Joel Richburg, I believe, was the slave owner, who was his father. And it's through that connection that if we go to his ancestors, his mother has a French connection, and that's how come I am a distant cousin of Michael Jackson.
Really? Well, Mags usually does this. I'm going to check out our
So I don't think Michael's my closest connection, but he's actually a cousin, and that surprised me when that popped up. So I had to investigate, how is that possible? So I mean, it's distant, but nevertheless. Anyways, moving on. William Henry Harrison Beadle, born in 1st of January, New Year's Day, 1838, Howard Township, Park, Indiana. There's the Indiana connection again. And he was a Union Civil War brevet brigadier general and a promoter of public education. So I had to look up what a brevet brigadier general is. And a brevet can be used in front of any military rank. And basically it's like a promotion without the promotion. It's like a commendation or a promotion without actual pay, a pay increase or whatever. So it means he's higher in rank than a regular brigadier general, but he doesn't get bumped up in pay above the brigadier general amount. So he's done something honorable enough to get a promotion in title, but not necessarily one in pay or whatever.
Sort of like a commendation.
Yeah, a commendation sort of thing. Yeah. So, and what he's known for, he's a proponent of state constitutional amendment involving school lands that was emulated elsewhere. So what that means, so basically, he was born in a log cabin in Indiana. He was a surveyor general in the Dakota Territory. And then he drafted some legislation for South Dakota, and basically he put in that some provision that when they were setting aside land, that they made sure that they set aside land for schools specifically. I think,
I can get
ourselves, we are very much
pro education.
Yeah. And of course, I think that makes a lot of sense because, back then, if they didn't do that, then, it would all be scooped up for other reasons, and then if people wanted to make schools, they'd have to purchase the land. And of course, purchasing the land can be, in some cases, can be the most expensive part of it all, right?
Right.
So he did that back in 1889. And then that was so impressive that other states, North Dakota, Montana, Washington, Idaho, and Wyoming, also put that in part of their constitutions to set aside land for schools on purpose. I think that's very cool.
Yeah, he's my closest. 15 degrees. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And because that was such a big deal that he is one of only 2 people who've been recognized in the Statuary Hall collection at the Capitol in South Dakota. So that's And then our next Indiana person is Larry Bird. He widely regarded as one of the best basketball players of all time, being on the NBA's list of top 50, as well as their 50th and 75th anniversary lists. And this is interesting. He's the only person in NBA history to be named Rookie of the Year, MVP, Most Valuable Player, Finals MVP, All-Star MVP, Coach of the Year, and Executive of the Year. Wow.
Is that kind of like an athletic EGOT?
Yeah, exactly. I think so. Wow.
Impressive.
So the question is, every year, so what award of the year am I going to get this year?
Collect all 10.
Collect all 10. That's right. Yeah. So he was born the 7th of December, 1956 in West Baden, Indiana. There's the Indiana connection. Mm-hmm. Son of Claude Joseph and Georgia Kearns. He used basketball from an early age as an escape from troubles at home. Yeah. And of course, he was highly recruited as a young player. Was in the NBA draft. Played for the Boston Celtics. And then he retired. He moved into coaching and also became an advisor and consultant. There we go. Yay, Larry. Katie Beatrice Green Hall. And she was one of the people who was in the WikiTree Challenge for Indiana. Mm-hmm. Born in 1938 in Mississippi, Mound Bayou, Mississippi, and passed away in 2012, 20th of February 2012 in Gary, Indiana. Couple Garys, Indiana. I wonder how many Gary, Indianas we're going to have.
I know, that's 2 so far.
That's 2. That's right. Now, the first one, of course, was Michael Jackson. He was born in Gary, Indiana, and being a music man himself, that was appropriate.
Yeah, that was just very appropriate.
Very appropriate. Now she might have enjoyed music, but that's not what she is her claim to fame. She was an American educator, again, yay for teachers, and politician. Served as the U.S. representative from Indiana, and making her the first Black woman from Indiana elected to the U.S. House of Representatives. I like when we get these firsts. Best known for sponsoring legislation and leading efforts in the House to make Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday a national holiday. Mm-hmm. So when you celebrate that every year in January, then think of her. Now, is it the 25th?
No, it's more like the 15th. They observe it on the Monday that's like close to January 15.
Oh.
I'm almost positive.
So it's not a fixed date.
Yeah, it's always that Monday.
It's a Monday. Oh, okay. There we go.
It's coming up. This in 2024 it will be January 15th, which is a Monday.
Monday. Okay. Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yeah.
There we go. So that's thanks to her. You guys have that holiday. And it's nice to have a holiday in January after the winter doldrums. Florence Henderson. I think we may have talked about her before. It's funny because when we have Zoom calls, we often talk about Florence Henderson because if there's 9 of us or if there's 8 of us, and we're always talk about having the Brady Bunch effect.
Yeah, right.
And of course, Florence
who's
Henderson.
Alice?
Yes, who's Alice? Yeah, that's right. And of course, Florence Henderson, her most famous role as an actress was as Carol Brady, the mom on the Brady Bunch show. Now, because WikiTree has a more global audience, I'm wondering how many people have not actually seen the Brady Bunch and don't know what we're talking about. Or has it been so widely distributed that everyone's seen it?
See, that was just such a pivot. It was a big part of my childhood.
Oh, yeah. Me too.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that the oldest son was named Greg.
There you go.
Of course, I was not athletic, or I would never play for the football team or be asked to play for the football team. So,
I mean, there are these references like, don't be such a Marsha. You know?
Yes. Marsha. Oh, my. So in the chat, if you're wondering what to say, let us know if you're one of the few who have not seen the Brady Bunch or if you have.
Yeah, John Tyner, Hillary Gadsby, Vicky Blanco, our international folks today. Do you know what we're talking? Do you just think we're crazy?
Yeah, or are we crazy?
Well, we are, but
sure, Jan. Okay. Anyways, and she's got to walk a star on the Hall of Fame.
Nice.
Her career spanned 6 decades. I didn't know that. Did you know that she was an actor for that long?
Wow.
So she was born in 1934 in Dale, Carter Township, Spencer County, Indiana. There's her claim to fame. She was married to Ira Bernstein in 1956, and then also to John George Kappas in 1987. Died at 82 of heart failure. A bit too young, I think, there.
How old?
She was only 82.
82, yeah.
Yeah. In LA. And she was passed, and she was cremated and her remains interred in Westwood Memorial Park. There you go. Lovely smile.
Yeah, I mean, she obviously that's decades after the Brady Bunch, but she's looks like her.
Yeah, she's totally recognizable. Yeah,
yeah,
beautiful person.
Yeah.
Then we have Steve McQueen.
Ooh.
Born Terrence Stephen McQueen, another distant cousin. He was born in Indiana on the 24th of March, 1930 in Beech Grove, Marion, Indiana, and passed away in 1980 at the age of 50. 50. That's young. On the 7th of November in Ciudad Juarez in Chihuahua, Mexico. He's also called the King of Cool, and he had an anti-hero persona. Developed at the height of the Vietnam War era countercultural. Made him a box office draw. Did lots of stuff. Sand Pebbles, The Thomas Crown Affair, Bullet, The Getaway, Papillon, or The Magnificent Seven. He was one of the seven in that one. The Great Escape, The Towering Inferno. Lots of good things that he's done. Action ones. There's a link here to the San Francisco car chase scene from Bullet. I won't click on that, but you can check that out. Was voted the 31st greatest movie star of all time. He did not like, but despite all that action movie stuff, he did not like gratuitous violence, swearing, or nudity in movies. Interesting. Brought up by his parents, he was a troublesome teen, which kind of has obviously led to his persona. 5 years, he spent 5 years in a California reformatory, and he was in jail. He was in jail when he was in part of the Marine Corps because he went AWOL for 21 days and got, for the 21 days he was AWOL, he got 41 days in the brig. Ooh. That's like a 2-for-1 deal.
Exactly.
Not a deal. That's not the deal you want to get.
I know. I'm sure he was grateful that they didn't do it at exact double. I mean, take.
That one extra day would have killed him. But he was assigned eventually he was assigned to an honor guard in protecting the presidential yacht. So that's kind of a tank driver, mechanic. Interesting. Had an interesting life. Said he died in Ciudad Juarez, but doesn't say how he died or what he died of.
How old was he?
He was only 50. 50.
What?
Yeah. He was a kid.
Wow. Yes. Goodness.
I don't know. I wonder if it was like a heart attack or something sudden like that. Inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah.
But I will go on and let someone in the chat probably find that out for
us.
I'm sure
now, speaking of the chat, you'll be relieved to know that mostly everybody watched the Brady Bunch, even outside of the United States. Vicky says she did not, but knows what we're talking about.
Oh, okay. I wonder if that's one that's you can find an episode on YouTube or something.
Yeah. Yes, that's a good idea.
Someone send Vicky a link.
We have the answer to your question from Christine.
Cancer. Yeah. That would do it. Oh, that's sad. Thanks, Christine. Ooh, that was weird. I think that was my machine making that noise. I don't know why. But anyways, did you hear that or no?
I heard something, but it sounded very minor. Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, next person, Dennis Lark Pennington, born in 9th of March, 1776. The year your country came into being. But just before then, right? Mecklenburg, Cumberland Parish, Virginia, United States. But he passed away in Indiana. But he also spent some of his life in Indiana because he was a teacher, a legislator, and a lay minister. He came to Kentucky with Henry Clay in 1797, and then to the Indiana Territory in 1804 before it became officially a state. And he was one of the signer of Indiana's first state constitution. He served 29 years in the legislature and also was a enumerator. And so, as one of the original signees of the Constitution and early legislators, that makes him notable.
Mm-hmm.
And then he passed. So he spent much of his life in Indiana helping to build it and passed away there. So definitely notable from Indiana. And then we have Colonel Sanders. Now I do know we've talked about him before. Yoka has joined us.
I'm just saying hi. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. She was part of Yoka. Look what I got. I got our team mug. She was part of our team. Marvelous Maples.
Yay. And I hear that some of the Thon teams are now getting in on that. And you can get like a Team Canada mug. I don't know if it's Team Canada, but yeah. So check out the spring store and see. Yeah.
Oh, wow. If you order it soon and you're in the States, you might get it in time.
Yes. The orders have been coming pretty fast.
Yeah. Not so much in Canada. I mean, this arrived just this week.
Yeah.
And how long ago was the
3 weeks. Yeah.
I don't know. There's something about the border, my border. Or maybe just my little place. Because Meg seems to get stuff faster than me.
Really? You must have one border guard who's just...
That's right. He was very...
No, that mug looks suspicious.
That's right. Yeah. And T-shirts. Oh. Yeah. Only reprobates want T-shirts. Anyways, Colonel Sanders. We've talked about him before. But his claim to fame is that he was born in Indiana. So... and if things had turned out differently, maybe we'd have Indiana fried chicken instead of Kentucky fried chicken. But best known for creating that. Born in Indiana, in Jeffersonville, insurance agent, and he moved around. When did he move out of Indiana? Let's see what it says here. In 1930, by 1930, he was living in Kentucky. So at some point, he moved out of Indiana, but he started in Indiana, so that still makes him an Indiana notable. And let's see. Let's look at his list of categories. He's got a Kentucky category, veterans of underage military service, Kentucky colonel, because he has that honorary colonelship, right?
Right.
Louisville, Kentucky, featured connections notables. He doesn't have an Indiana category attached.
He needs one.
Yeah.
That must just be an omission.
Must be. Yeah.
That's easily fixed.
Yeah. But he is notable. So.
Yeah.
There we go. Richard Bernard Skelton, also known as Red Skelton.
He's your closest, Greg.
Is he? Oh, that's great. And he's my cousin too.
17 degrees to you.
Very cool.
I don't know, through your brunette line.
Okay, so my French mother.
Yeah. Bourbonnais to Brunet to go Emery Goder. Yeah. And then there's marriage.
Yeah. Oh, so that's the relationship. But here's the direct cousinship. Yeah. Oh, now that's interesting because didn't it say eighth cousin or ninth cousin once removed?
I didn't.
Here it says eighth cousin 3 times removed. So because if we go down here, you can see that we actually have 14 greats in common. So I can just choose. I could choose any one of them and get a different combination of ancestors and connections. Yeah. So if you're doing this, that's a kind of a if you're using the relationship connector, especially if you have endogamy in the back or pedigree collapse, scroll down because if there's an explore more section, it gives you a list of a whole bunch of different ancestors that you can check out and see the different connections. And so it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But guess what? We've digressed.
Us?
Us? No.
Get on track? Well, I mean, let me just say one thing. As long as we're off the path,
Oh yeah, that's
I
right.
went to put up the link to the spring store for the mugs.
Yeah.
There is now a biscuits mug.
No.
Yes. Yes.
And does it have the recipe for biscuits on the other side?
I couldn't see, but so it's just like a pale blue, and then it's got a very cool font, and it says biscuits.
Oh, that
The
is
sassy font.
Oh man.
I'm I'm not in the Appalachian Project, but I think I might.
Oh, I'm so tempted to get one of those
I
too.
know.
Oh. Wow. Sandy should just hand out biscuit mugs on the bingo just for the next month.
Yeah.
You don't have a choice. You win, you get a biscuits mug. Anyways, I enjoyed Red Skelton. My parents really enjoyed Red Skelton, so that was, and they didn't enjoy a lot of comedy. They, they were more into news programs and things like that. But this was one comic that they approved of and let us watch. So.
Nice.
So I don't know. Did you ever watch the Red Skelton show, or was that?
I recognize the name, but no, I never watched it.
Yeah. Anyways, born in Indiana in 1913, 18th July 1913, passed away at the age of 84 in 1997 in Rancho Mirage in Riverside County. And he has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. There we go.
Greg, special message for you from Chris.
I know, but I'm Team Canada in the Mighty Maple Leafs for this round, this Source-a-thon. But I could still pick up the Team Italy stuff. Yes.
For Connect-a-thon.
I do have the Team Italy mug. I did buy the Team Italy mug last year, so I've got that. I should have that. Maybe next time I'll drink out of the Team Italy mug for you, Chris. So I already have some Team Italy gear. Geneva Grace Stratton was born on the 17th of August, 1863 in Lagro Township, Wabash, Indiana.
I think it's Wabash.
Wabash?
Wabash. Because we have a Wabash Street in Illinois, in Chicago. Yeah.
So I grew up on a farm, right? My father he was a morning person. Now, as a teenager who had to get up and milk the cows as well, I was not a morning person. I did not like it. But he would get up at 5:30 in the morning and he'd be singing. And one of his favorite songs to sing was the Wabash Cannonball. And that's how he pronounced it when he sang it.
Okay.
You know that song?
I don't. Can you croon it for us?
Oh, no. It's going to give me back memory.
Okay.
Listen to the jingle of the do-do-do-do-do. The Wabash Cannonball. It's a very jumpy, jivey, and I can just picture him doing a jig, I was just not enthused by that.
Well, it seems like it would be a nice peppy song.
It's very peppy. It was meant to get you up and at 'em and stuff.
Right.
But what teenager wants to get up that early in the morning and then go milk cows? It's just not. No. Anyways, that's how I know the term Wabash and Wabash, whatever. Anyways, now is that close by too? That town?
No, it's a street.
Oh, it's a street.
It's a street within Chicago. Actually, a pretty major street. And now Victor says it's correct to emphasize the bash.
Wabash.
Okay. Here in Chicago, we say Wabash. I don't know. It's one of those weird names where the more you say it and look at it, the weirder it becomes.
Yes, exactly.
That's playing tricks with you.
Yeah, Wabash. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyways, Geneva Grace. It was an author, naturalist, nature and wildlife photographer, best known for her love of the Limberlost Swamp in Indiana. She was also a silent film era producer. So I thought that was interesting because that's back in 1924. She created her production company. So I've got to imagine there wasn't a lot of female-led production companies back in 1924.
Surely not. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's very notable. And several of her books were made into motion pictures. Now, it doesn't say which ones, which is interesting. sadly, she had one child, Jeanette Porter Meehan, and she herself, and I guess she went by Jean, Geneva Jean, shortly died at age 61 in a traffic accident. The interesting thought, I thought her original place of interment was Hollywood Forever in Hollywood, Los Angeles. But it wasn't really forever, because then she was moved and her body was put with her daughter on the grounds of the Gene Stratton Historic Site. So there's a little bit of irony there that she was originally buried in a place called Hollywood Forever, but she didn't stay forever there.
Yes.
If it wasn't about someone's death and burial, it'd be funnier. But it's not really funny, but it's ironic.
It's ironic.
We'll call it ironic.
Yes,
ironic,
I do love. What's the I see the photo that has become the backdrop, which lovely. What is the significance of that?
It's the ladybird. Is that a ladybird with its wings outstretched on that little pink flower?
So far as my poor eyesight can tell. Yeah.
So. You don't usually see a ladybird actually captured with its wings out, right?
Right. Yes.
Usually, like you see just sort of the round shell.
Yeah.
Because they flap so quickly. So that's pretty amazing photography to be able to take in that picture.
Absolutely. And it looks like an old, like it looks like it wasn't taken yesterday. It looks like an old photo.
Yeah. Neat. Yeah. Very cool. And the one thing I like about this profile is how they've actually listed all the novels and nature books. And like, she's done a lot. She did a lot. But it doesn't say which ones got turned into movies. And I really, unless those are the links here. No, it doesn't say that.
Lisa says Freckles was made into a movie.
Oh, so it was. Okay. Yeah. Don't know if does it say that in here? Oh, look at there. Film adaptations. Look at that.
Nice.
Cool. Okay. And the last profile of the week was also a part of the Indiana WikiTree Challenge, and that's Stith Thompson. Born in Kentucky on the 7th of March, 1985, Bloomfield, and passed away on the 10th of January, 1976 at age 90 in Columbus, Bartholomew County, Indiana. And he was an influential American folklorist, considered by some America's most important folklorist, that is, I'm sure. One of the namesakes of the Arne Thompson Uther Index of Folktale Type, and the author of the Motif Index of Folk Literature, which is a lot of words. But basically, what he's done now, his profile is fairly short and just gives basically the biographical information about the census when he registered for the draft in World War I, was married in 1940, passed away in 1976. But there is a WikiTree article here, which I looked at, which gives a little more detail. And so as a folklorist, he went around and collected folk tales. And so, because many of these folk tales would have been oral, some would have been written down, but not all would have been. And one of the things he did is he sort of categorized them. So you've probably heard the saying that, there's really only 7 stories in the world. And every novel and every movie is a regurgitation of that. Yeah. Well, he would take exception to that, because he did collect these tales and categorize them. But eventually, his index of folktale types expanded to 70 different types.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and that's really important. And I think there's a neat connection, because by doing that, he preserves that history, that oral history of those tales and stories, which are important, and were recorded before they were lost forever, similar to the way we work as genealogists, and we record people and our memories.
Yeah. Or it makes me think of ethnomusicologists like Kodai, who just went around, the countryside and with their tape recorders, and it was all oral.
Yeah.
Transcribed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Such valuable work.
Very valuable. Yeah. Great stuff.
Yeah.
So kudos to Stith.
It's an interesting name.
It is an interesting name. So are we going to play the game to see, did it come from a ancestor?
Yes, let's do it. Sounds like a mother's maiden name to me.
because so there's a Stith Thompson, his great great grandfather. So let's look at his.
Mm-hmm.
There's Mary Stith.
There it is.
There we go.
Yeah. Ding,
It's
ding,
a maiden
ding.
name. There we go.
Huh.
Excellent.
Okay.
So there are your profiles. And look at this 22. You've got look how much time I gave.
Well, that is presupposing that we're going to end at an hour.
Yes, I know.
I don't know. When is the last time we've done that?
I know. But I don't think I've ended this early in a long time.
Yeah.
Now we're not going to blame Megs on that because she usually isn't the one to distract me.
Well, I think I did a pretty good job, right?
You did a great job.
Yeah, getting you off track.
That's right.
Rabbit hole over here. And just to wrap up, in case people did not see what I put up from Azure, that the wrap up, if you want to hear more about this fascinating group of Indiana residents, Indianians, tune in to, is that right?
Or is it Hoosiers?
Hoosiers. Yes, that would be better. That's certainly correct.
Is that right?
Yes, that is correct. Yeah. Next Wednesday, here on YouTube at 6 Eastern Daylight Time.
Okay. So I didn't miss it then.
No, you didn't miss it.
Okay.
So.
Well, I was feeling bad that I hadn't seen it. Okay. Vicky does have a question though for us. What is the thing with biscuits? Please explain the joke. Okay, well, so one of our co-hosts, who's not always a co-host on the Saturday, and actually not often the co-host on the Saturday live one, but is the host for the WikiTree Bingo, Sandy Paddock, is from Appalachia, and Appalachia's one of the things it's famous for is its biscuits. And Megs grew up in the Carolinas, and she loves biscuits, and so whenever they get an opportunity to mention Appalachia or biscuits, someone has to say it. So that's the joke.
And they are really good. You have them with gravy, or I guess what else could you have them with?
Well, I love biscuits, like warm biscuits out of the oven with butter.
Yes.
Yeah. And now I like tea biscuits that have raisins in them. Now I know some people don't like raisins. I really like raisins in my tea biscuits. But anyways, maybe in the 15th anniversary cookbook, there'll be a recipe for biscuits.
Maybe. I don't know. It's like the editing elves are busy in the workshop on the cookbook.
Yes. Looking forward to that.
Yes, me too. Well, we do have a question of the week, which I am not going to do as well as Mags does, for sure, but I will try. So what is your most memorable genealogical find? Greg, do you have something that springs to mind?
Oh, my most memorable genealogical find. Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, discovering my whole biological family and just is sort of one big mishmash, I guess. Interesting stuff. Just making that initial connection was wild.
Of course.
Just realizing that one whole half was French Canadian. That just sort of blew my mind. I went from thinking that I only had one little wee offshoot of a great grandmother, French Canadian, that was on my adoptive side, to all of a sudden, boom, I've got all this. And I took French all the way through high school, and I even took some university French classes. So it's like I was genetically predisposed.
There was like
for me, that was kind of neat. It was like an affirmation that this interest I've always had in languages and French, might have a genetic reason for it. I don't know.
Right.
Of course, I'm projecting, but
that's okay. Yeah, I sort of feel like my most memorable genealogical find is yet to come. I mean, I've had a lot of little, real like. Well, I'll admit that there are times when I'm researching in my apartment where I'll go, yes.
Oh, good.
That moment where you find the record you're looking for, and but yeah, I have a couple of brick walls that I really think if and when I crack one of those, that will be it.
Very cool.
So, Anyway, I was not able to go through all of these. They were fascinating reading. So please go to the G2G question, the Facebook post, and read them, because I just, I would start getting involved in one story, and then then 10 minutes later,
Yeah.
a lot of them did have to do with DNA. So Eric Weddington was saying that he discovered that his mother's father was not her biological father, which was unexpected, because no one had ever talked about it, and I guess at the time, everybody who would have had answers had passed away. But 23andMe DNA test, he had 2 matches who were sisters, and could not connect them. And so he learned about more about genetic genealogy, was able to untangle that their overlap with the 3 of them was on his X chromosome. So he needed to be looking on his mother's line, and then figured it out. He's not in touch with them, sort of has a possible open door with one of them, but everyone feels differently about these things. Yeah. And then YDNA, Kent Babcock discovered that I wonder if it's, do you notice that his name is Babcock, and he's talking about Badcocks twice?
So the name, it could have morphed.
Yeah.
It could have easily morphed from that long ago.
But anyway, this is a subtle but hugely important thing, that the 1640s settlement of Badcocks in Massachusetts are the I haplogroup, and the 1640s settlement of Badcocks in Rhode Island, right next door, are the E haplogroup. That's so, so they are totally distinct.
They are,
And but you would think, because the surname's the same and the states are next door to each other, they were just offshoots. So
that is interesting. Yeah.
Because
you wouldn't think that doesn't sound like a common last name.
No, it doesn't to me. Yeah.
I wonder unless it's one of those names that was given because of a place. Like, is there a place in England they all came from, and so they came from the same village, but we're not cousins?
Hillary?
Yeah.
I don't know my geography that well, but okay. Do you know who Clayton Brookings Smith is?
Clayton Brookings Smith
Jr. Yes.
I don't, but I see a little Woody the Woodpecker on.
Yes. So I did not, so I learned something. Mr. Horsepower. Every guy that ever wanted to make his car faster is probably familiar with his logo, Mr. Horsepower. I wonder if they have a free space page. Let's see.
Check
that out. Share this. Oh, I see. It's just the image. Okay, that would have been interesting. Okay. So this was Kay Smith's newly discovered cousin. Who, it seems like his father, just sort of set out and, separated from the rest of the family. And that's why they didn't know. But Kay and I'm going to use, I don't know, male or female. So they said that although he died before I was born, I'm almost certain he knew my wife's uncle, who was also well known in the performance business of racing in South California. So that's really cool.
That's cool. Yeah.
Pat Miller had this letter, a mystery of a family document, where she was trying to identify, all the people, all the main characters.
Yes.
Complete with a very impressive ink blot at the end.
Ink blot, yes. Is that, I was going to say, is that the official seal, or is that just a blot?
Well, wait, is it? It does go.
It looks like a seal, right?
It does.
But it could be a blot. It's hard to say.
I don't know.
The handwriting is actually pretty legible.
Right. And then, but, because the paper is creased like this, it almost looks like the original.
Yeah.
rather than a photocopy. I could believe that a photocopy would turn a seal into a blot.
Right.
I don't know.
Interesting.
Oh. Yeah, you're right. It is, as handwriting goes, it's pretty legible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, this one was really something.
Okay.
Mona Limbaugh. My third great grandmother had 11 children, but was not married. The father of her children was her sister's husband.
Ooh.
The sister and her husband had 12 children. He also had one child with the third sister.
What?
I know, right?
Oh my goodness.
The rest of
Oh
the story
my.
I found was that the same third great grandmother was a deaf mute and ran her own farm. Well, that's pretty interesting too. So he had 24 children with 3 sisters. Guess they like to keep it all in the family.
Oh my goodness.
I'm wondering where this was.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
I know.
I want to know, did the sisters talk to each other? Like,
well, 2 of them did. Maybe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy.
24 children in and of itself. It's, yikes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So,
Wow.
This one, I did not have a chance to go to the actual article, but newspaper article about my great-grandfather getting shot over a game of craps. Well, no, he didn't die. Was not
okay.
Okay. To be fair, he stabbed the guy, and then the guy shot him in retaliation.
Okay.
Twice.
There we go.
And he lived. Then they became brothers-in-law.
Oh my goodness.
Don't ask me about the awkward Thanksgivings.
Yeah. Keep them at opposite ends of the table, please.
Wow. Thank you, Jessica. That was interesting.
Wow.
Teresa found a Native American / Indian connection on her maternal grandmother's line because, and it was memorable because it was one of the lines where she wouldn't have expected to find that.
Yeah.
And let's see, Nancy Harris found out that her husband's 4th great grandfather was a member of an infamous gang, the Doane Gang, also known as the Plumstead Cowboys, which operated during the American Revolution. They helped the Loyalists, stole horses, and stole from the Pennsylvania Treasury. He was captured and sentenced to be hanged. Luckily, he escaped, made his way to Canada, where he's awarded land as a United Empire Loyalist. And she found a copy of the letter he wrote from jail to his uncle, begging for assistance. One of his brothers was killed by a posse. One was hanged. One was released by decree by Benjamin Franklin. One escaped, never to be seen again. Wow.
So they all scattered to the winds in their various...
Yes.
Wow.
I wonder, I would love to find the one that escaped, never to be seen again. He probably assumed a new identity.
Oh, I would think so, yeah.
And she says, my husband isn't particularly interested in genealogy, but this one definitely caught his interest.
Yes, I'm sure.
Greg, need your help here.
Okay.
Growing up, I was always told that Louis Hubert, my paternal 3rd great grandfather's middle name was...
Bien. Is there a spelling? Is it Bientcombe?
Yeah, you see, that's the thing. Even after some exposure to some French, it still sounded weird. So he joined WikiTree, researched, and believes that Bien-Aimé.
Bien-Aimé.
Bien-Am or Bien-Aimé?
Bien-Aimé.
Bien-Aimé.
Yeah. There would have been an accent on the last E. That means it means well loved or beloved.
Yes. Nice. But the unfortunate thing is this weird spelling with the C still persists widely around trees online. From there, found his parents and 2 brothers. And the complication is that the mother's name is recorded differently on the birth records of each son. Oh, I hate that. This may have been an accent issue. Yeah. So,
and see, and like a C, like an A could easily have been mistaken for the C, right?
uh-huh.
In
Yep.
Bien right?
Yep.
And
Yes.
right,
I can
and
see
then
that.
and adding a T, the T would be silent. So adding the T, they could have spelled it with a T as well afterwards,
Yeah. Yeah.
previously. So, but yeah, that's definitely
Yeah.
a transcription issue that got
Mhm. That
permanent,
got out of hand.
got out of hand. But
And I think that's as far as I was able to read. But again,
there's lots more.
there's 4 pages of answers, right? 4 pages.
Hmm.
How many responses? Um, 66 answers.
Wow,
So,
that's good.
make another
The
cup of coffee.
last few weeks we've had a smaller number of answers. So
Uh-huh.
this
Uh-huh.
is good.
And that's not even looking at Facebook. So,
Right.
yeah. Okay. So now we have some ancestors to celebrate.
Cool.
We know Vicky Blanco is in the chat. And actually, where did my celebrate the ancestors thing go? Hang on.
Oh.
Celebrate your ancestors. Connect with September. Hang on. Share this tab
It's
inside.
there.
There it is. Okay. So these are Vicky's paternal grandparents, Marta and Angel, married 18th of September, approximately 1940 in Santiago, Chile. So we're just about at their approximate wedding anniversary.
Nice.
This date is also National Day, so every anniversary was quite an event. They look so good together. In every photo, they look happy and glad to be in each other's company, which is just lovely.
Excellent.
So cute, such a cute couple.
Nice.
And
Thanks, Vicky.
yeah, and they, you can. I think she linked to their profiles, so you can. Yeah, same photos.
Nice.
And Custodio. I like. Wow, what a name!
Mm-hmm.
Angel Custodio Blanco Palma.
Nice.
And I probably did not say that very well,
No,
but
that's well, I mean.
So thank you, Vicky. Thank you for sharing. And then going back to here, we also have Ginny Fields. Let's see, where was Ginny?
Oh, look at those pictures. Nice.
Oh yeah. I think we did those in the first round.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know those twins.
That's right, the twins. Yeah. Cool.
Karen Stewart's twins. Whoops, I missed. No. Okay. So Ginny Field says that her dad's birthday was September 19th, 1904. So we're coming up on his birthday. He and I usually shared a cake made by mom because her birthday is, well,
23rd.
23rd. Okay. My dad's profile has some good photos, including his Model T Ford, his first car. He was a soft-spoken man, worked hard from the age of 13, and he loved his family, especially doting on his 3 grandchildren, her children. And so let's look at the cars. I know Mags would want to see the cars.
Yeah. Dallas Floyd.
Let's see. I'm going to go right to images.
Sure.
Yeah. Aw. Kind eyes.
Love the tie.
I know. I was thinking the same thing. It's
neat.
not predictable.
No.
Right? Yeah.
Lots of very geometric.
Yes.
Very cool.
There is. I wonder who. Oh, they must be maybe brothers.
Brothers, yeah, I'm guessing.
Yeah. And
the
I'm gonna.
The Better Brother Brothers.
The Butter Brothers.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume that she named them in the order in which they're sitting. So that Leo, Dallas, and Howard. So, yeah. All right, there we go. Dallas Butter and his Model T.
Nice.
Wow.
Look at that.
That's a beauty.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow. Okay. And were there any others?
1924.
Yeah, their tombstone,
Mhm.
gravestone, marriage license. Ooh. Oh, look. That must be him as a very little boy.
Maybe Dallas.
Yeah, and if he was born in 1904, he looks about 3.
Yeah.
1907,
Mm-hmm.
1906. Yeah.
1906. There we go. Good.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He had a delayed birth certificate. Oh, good. Lots of records.
Nice.
The Amalgamated Association of Street, Electric Railway, and Motor Coach Employees of America. I'm not going to. Well, okay. There is the acronym for that.
Oh, wow.
Excellent. Oh,
very cool.
very good. Thank you, Jenny. And
Nice.
yeah, I think that's all I had for that. And now we have. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Oh, do we have a tip?
We do have a tip. Let's go to the tip.
Okay, because I picked the what's happening. You know,
Yes,
I do that wrap up.
Okay. All right. So the tip of the week. Now, Greg,
yes.
Do you remember that I gave some homework last week?
You did.
I did.
You did. And it was about the Source-a-thon.
About the Source-a-thon. And it wasn't a lot. I'm not that kind of teacher who gives homework that's going to take, 6 hours. All you had to do was go and find your Thon team's free space page.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's what yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to upload, show you how to get your bib and put it on a sticker that'll go on your page, your profile page. So I've already done it to work out all the instructions. So Greg is going to be the guinea pig. Greg, why don't you take over?
There we go.
Okay. So first thing is, now there's basically, we start out all together and there are 2 possibilities.
2 roads, diverge in a yellow wood.
Yes, but both leading to the same thing. So you can see here where this is the G2G post where people registered for Source-a-thon, and there's a reply to Greg with his bib. Mm-hmm. So first thing that Greg's going to do is download that to your desktop or somewhere on your computer where you know it is.
So I'm going to hit, and I can't zoom in anymore, but
that's fine.
I right clicked on this menu, and one of the options is to save the image as. So I'm going to click on that. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to say bib 467. And it's in my downloads folder.
Great.
So remember where that is now. Okay.
Yep. Okay. So, and it's going to be a PNG file. Just, I know that some people are not used to that. And now I have to take over. I just want people to see where to look on the, so stop screen. I have to get to another tab. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go. So now you're going to go to.
Okay. So should I stop sharing my screen?
There we go. Okay.
You did it. Okay.
Yeah, I got it. Okay. Go to this free space page, which was created by our one and only Azure.
Thank you, Azure, of course.
Yes.
Of course.
So the one idea that sort of weaves through this whole process is that WikiTree only wants 1 copy of an image anywhere on the website.
Right.
So that's why if you're thinking some of this is like needlessly complicated, it's just getting around that. So now, Greg, do you have that page up?
I am typing it in now.
All right. And what you're going to do is you're going to see on this page, Greg, what's your number again?
What was my number again? It was 467.
467. So you're going to go down here and look on the left, and the bibs that are already downloaded by maybe your team captain or probably are in numerical order. So we're going to look for 467.
Okay.
And it's not there.
Okay.
Okay. So now here's.
How did you get to that list there?
I'm just on the page, the main page.
Oh, in the body of the main. I was looking in the images tab.
Yep. No, don't do that, because here this is the order of upload.
Right.
So you could do it that way and give yourself a headache.
Yes.
Or you just go in numerical order.
Just go in numerical. That'd be easy.
That's why not.
Okay. 4, 6.
So it's not there.
It's not there.
Yeah. Okay. So if your bib is not there, okay, here you're going to upload your bib. Greg, maybe you should take over again.
Okay, I will take over now.
Okay. So Greg is going to upload his bib image that he downloaded to his desktop in exactly the same way that you would upload an image to any folder.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to go to images.
Yeah.
I'm going to click to upload.
Right.
I'm going to choose my file from the downloads folder, bib 467. Enter the source. From G2G, post response from Betsy. Thanks, Betsy. You have to put enough words in it so that it knows that it's an actual.
Yeah, exactly. 30 characters, I think.
Okay. And so what title have people been just putting, like bib 467, or have they been putting?
Yeah, I mean, maybe put Clark. I did something like co-thon 23 bib.
Okay.
Just so that I would know.
I'll do that. There we go. Location not applicable, really. Date.
Wait, what is it? What is it doing? Oh, yeah, not applicable, of course.
Not applicable. I can put today's date, which is the 16th of September, 2023. Certain. That's certainly the day. And is this a photo or a source?
I put a photo.
Okay.
I mean, because it's not proving anything, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. So it should be there now.
Okay, great. Okay, so you had no problem, which is good. Now there's another possibility, but let's keep going with what happened.
Okay, now do I want to add that to the table, or do we?
Yes. So let's show. Can you scroll? You don't have to worry about that. No.
Okay.
I don't want to make it too complicated.
Okay.
Go down to keep scrolling down. Okay. So the section where it says, keep going. Okay, use inside text.
Ooh, look at that. There we go.
Okay. So you can see the name where it says file equals. It's really small. Well, not the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
But look, actually go to the box below it where it says file equals. And so now highlight after, not the equal sign, but after that. Source-a-thon, yep, and not the align.
Just this part.
Just the file. That, okay.
There we go.
That is what you want.
That's what I want. Okay.
Yep. Okay. Now, trying to think how to make this easy for everybody. Now, what you're going to do is you're just going to insert it in this piece of code.
This piece of code.
Okay. So everybody, let me see if I can do. Okay. So let's study that. What you're going to change for yourself. This is to do my sticker. But so you would need, this is why you needed to find your team's free space page, because you're going to change that to space. Wait, you're on Canada, right?
I'm in Canada, yeah. So I'll find that.
So whatever the free space page is, the pipe, the vertical line, and then Canadian connectors, so that you're going to get a hyperlink to the free space page.
Right. So there's my free space page. And the URL is right at the top. So it's mighty_maple_maple_. Okay. So I should go to I'm going to go to my profile page. And I'm going to go into edit mode. And I'll put this right at the top of my bar.
Yes, make sure that it goes just under your biography heading.
Not above, below the biography heading.
They said in tandem. Right. Okay.
Team equals. And then I want, I'm going to just copy this whole thing here. Copy. Slide that over. Space. Okay. Mighty Maple Leaves : Mighty Maple Leaves.
I have a whole sheet typed up of instructions.
Oh, yes.
I will, I don't know where to, maybe I'll put that in the G2G. Maybe I'll do a G2G post, and I'll also put it on my new members page, which is right. And Azure also has some instructions on the free space page. I'll put it here. So basically what Greg is having to change is the thing within the double square brackets to make it his team.
Right here.
And then the bib equals. And if you're wondering about my bib name being very bizarre, I'll explain that in a minute.
Oh, bib equals. Okay, bib equals. Okay, and then so I changed the 000 to 467. Is that right?
No, keep that at 000 because that's the number of profiles that you sourced, and you haven't sourced any yet.
Oh.
So then after the event, you can go in and say, I sourced 867 profiles.
I see.
Right.
So just if I just did this right for now, it won't be accurate because of course the Source-a-thon hasn't happened. But let's hit preview before we see how it looks.
Okay.
Competed with Marvelous Maples in 2023.
Huh? Why didn't I put the number?
You know, I did an extra squiggly at the end.
Oh, bits and pieces.
Double squiggly to start with, so I needed whatever.
Yeah, double
squiggly at the end. There we go.
Yep.
It has to match. Mathematically, it has to match. There we go.
Yes. Okay.
Participate with Mighty Maple Leaves. Ooh, is that me? Added sources of 221 previously unsourced profiles, which is not true. But I just wanted to put the number in to see where it popped out. And then there's my bib.
Yay!
Okay. Okay then.
Okay.
So I'm going to change that back to 000.
Yes. Otherwise, the thon police will come after you.
Exactly. Added a sticker for the Source-a-thon.
Yay. Okay.
I'm fully committed to this. And now, there we go. There it is.
Oh, it looks great.
Yeah.
I think I might have to change my highlighting to pink like you.
It really pops.
Yeah.
A little. It's kind of wild. I'm not. I'm still on the fence of whether I like it or not. But
okay. Well,
I think it happened because I was clicking on options just to see what happened, and it's not because I chose it intentionally. And I just have forgotten to change it back.
Okay. All right.
But it does pop.
I'll have to look for it. So thank you for being the guinea pig, Greg.
No problem.
Now, if your bib image, unlike Greg, if you went through the list on the free space page and your bib was there, then just click on it and go find the code, just like Greg did, underneath the use inside text section on the right.
Right.
And then copy the file name. So that's what happened to me, is you'll see in the code that my bib is called Dubois Family Footlocker Image.
Right.
Cabinet.
Wow.
So somebody used the bib and named it that like 8 years ago.
Oh.
So that's the part about, well, it's already on WikiTree somewhere. So I just have to use the name of what the file is as it is. So just copy that is, and you can see, let's see, where's me?
The other thing I was going to say is that another way to get to that PNG, like that link, I think if you just click on the bib itself,
right,
the image, then up in the URL line, the location line at the top, do you see where my cursor is?
Yes, yes.
It shows it. Whoopsie, no, I hit the wrong thing. Oops, what did I do? It's up there in the URL. It's the end of that URL, so you could just grab it from that. Isn't that
Yep, more than one way to get there. Absolutely.
Yeah, for me that's faster because I know if I Control L jumps up there, and then with my cursor, I find that easier to highlight personally.
Yeah.
Than in the middle of a page sometimes.
Right. Just remember.
Mind motor.
Yeah. Remember, you're looking for a file name that ends in the extension PNG, and you can see with mine there's. Whoops. Okay. So there's my bib number. So the fact that it had kind of a unusual name didn't matter. It came out just the same. So I will post that for everybody on as a G2G post and on my new member page. So, and Azure's been doing an amazing job in getting everyone bibbed. I mean, I did a little bit, and then Azure passed the torch to Azure, and
she's amazing.
Yes, and she had said this morning that she was going to try and catch up with that so that everybody would have a bib as of the time of the live cast. Thank you.
Wow.
So, so Chris, we'll check for you if you don't. And John Tyner, why haven't you signed up yet? Sign up for the thons.
John. Join us.
We need you.
Oh, and it looks like Azure has completed her task.
Okay.
Everyone's bibs have been added to the registration post.
Yay.
So you just have to find where in that registration post your thing was. Now, for me, when Betsy asked me to do this ahead and have my GGG post ready, for me, the fastest way to do it, because there's pages and pages on that post, was to go to my email, because in the email is a link directly to that answer. As opposed to scrolling through, it was my post on page 9. Was it page 10?
No. that's just painful. Yeah. So.
Okay. So, do we want to?
Yes.
Talk about what's coming up?
What is coming up?
What's coming up? Eventually, we will stop this live cast. And when we're finished the live cast, if you're wondering what else to do around WikiTree, you can go to the GGG post that Eowyn keeps updating and add that. And so we are on the 16th of September. So here we are. There is a weekend chat going on. There was the bingo YouTube from last night or yesterday with Kay and who was the other host?
Oh, I'm catching up, so I'm just now watching Kay's.
Oh, was it Rob again? Or oh shoot! I'm sorry. I apologize.
I'll look that up.
Yeah, please do. I know Kay Knight talked about BioCheck. She was getting ready for that this week, so I'm looking forward to watching that.
The WikiTree B.
So WikiTree B, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think Florian, actually, was the one who was talking about that. Because he's worked with Ian on adding some functionality to that as well. Of course, we just finished the roundup. We're finishing the roundup. There is a Saturday sourcing sprint, as there often is on Saturdays. The data doctors have a challenge this coming week. We have the weekend chat next week, and Friday date night. We did bingo this Friday yesterday, so we have a Friday date night coming up with Julie. Keep her company, and then we have another Saturday roundup next week. And Azure has also put together the social media page. So here is, you can see the links. So the week of, so this will be the week coming up, right? Starting September 17th. So there's a roundup summary I love how she does that little summary of what we've gone through. So nice. The question of the week will be on Monday, so you can link to that in all of your social media, Facebook, Twitter, or X, I guess it's called now, Mastodon, Instagram. What was that? Is that TikTok? I think, and YouTube links. One Name Tuesday is on Purdy. Purdy is the name of the week. The One Place Wednesday, and it's Flobec. I'm guessing that's in France. Let's just see where that is.
Like Quebec,
Flobec. Oh, Belgique. It's Belgium.
Ah.
Flobec, in Belgium. Very cool. Even doing social media, I can get distracted. The Source-a-thon is the event showcase, of course, on Thursday, and then the Connection Finder on Friday and Friday date night. And there's also going to be a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame spotlight on Jimmy Buffett, who passed away recently. Nice. Margaritaville. He's playing Margaritaville up in heaven. We think maybe heaven. And then again, another meter members. There we go.
Yeah. And looking ahead to November, which really, I mean, we're already in September. I call the end of the year the Embers.
The Embers. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. The first weekend in November. What's coming up, Greg?
It's coming up, the Source-a-thon. What did you say?
The symposium, the first weekend in
November. Because I was going to talk about the Source-a-thon, because remember, Asher gave us a list. Let's see. Can I share?
Okay, yeah, you talk about that, and then I'll talk about symposium.
You talk about the symposium, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just sharing my Discord screen here a little bit, and Azure posted a list of, there are some teams that have under 10 people on them so far on the Source-a-thon. So if you haven't signed up for a team yet on the Source-a-thon, you might consider joining one of these teams. There's the Banyan Trees only have so far. Now, the Banyan Trees have one person. Germany Genies have 7. Globetrotters, the Magyarfa. And now I don't know where that team is from. Azure might know. Azure, do you know what this team is from? Musty Dusty, the Smoking Snakes, the South African Springboks have 5. The Southwest Shiners have 9. So they're right on the cusp of having 10 or more. The Super Aussie Genius have 8. Team Austria, Team Laheim, and Team Massachusetts. So all those have fairly low numbers. And if you want to join a team that has helped them flesh them out, go for it. There's no requirement, of course. The thing about the Source-a-thon, we just join whatever team you want to. But if you're on the fence and don't have any particular one you want to, that's a possibility, something to think about. Okay, so what about November?
Yeah,
November.
WikiTree Day and the symposium, which is going to be even bigger and more exciting than last, if such a thing were possible. For one thing, we're starting even earlier. We're starting on Thursday evening, November 2nd. There will be, I think, at 5 o'clock Eastern. We'll have an evening of presentations. I tell you, the lineup is just mouthwatering for somebody who wants to learn more about genealogy and doing it better. And and we're rolling out every day. We're featuring a different speaker on social media, so you can get a taste of that. And then the symposium will continue on Friday and Saturday around the clock. Yep. And then Sunday, November 5th is WikiTree Day, which is even more of presentations. Greg is running a text stream. I'm going to do a new member session with Steve Greenwood for absolute beginners. Like, what do you do? I just signed up for WikiTree 2 hours ago. What do I
Now what's up? What have I done? What have I done, and what am I going to do?
We're here. We'll take you through it, and much more. Of course, the cookbook's coming out, and if you're not already like chafing at the bit to like sign up, here is the link to a very easy registration form. I hope you guys can copy from the.
I don't know.
From the chat. because that would be just nasty.
I think you can. If you're live,
Okay.
if you're on YouTube, you can.
Good.
I
Good.
think. Pretty sure.
We actually did send an email out to everybody who registered last year, just to say, hey, don't forget to register for this year. And the link, of course, is in that email.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks, Betsy.
Sure.
We have a couple answers from the chat. So that team Magyarska, Yoka. Oh, wait a second. Yoka said that Magyar is Hungary. So remember I said before, I thought I have a sense that it's Hungary, but I don't know why. So there we go. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And the new Globetrotters team, David Randall, says it's from the Nations Global Tour team. So that's very cool because they cover all the nations that aren't covered by anyone else.
I love that name. That's so fun.
Globetrotters. Yeah, it's a perfect name. It's excellent.
Yeah.
Good stuff. And Azure has confirmed that when you put the link in, people can click on it. So there you go. Wow.
Well, look at what we did, Greg. It
is less than 2 hours.
Yeah.
Anyways, well, it was a great time. Thank you, Betsy.
Absolutely. So much fun. So thank you, everyone. And have a great WikiTree week.
Have a great week.
All right. We'll see you next time.
Next Saturday. Bye.